Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So I'm reading today for Pisces energy, but it's a story time reading, and what this means is I'm letting the cards tell a story, and you do feel a little bit like the culmination of some of the themes that have been coming out so far throughout the other readings. So some of the things that I'm talking about may apply to you personally, other things more maybe just stuff that you're thinking about or stuff that's in the collective consciousness. So only take what resonates and leave anything that doesn't behind. But I have got a bit of a story going on. Before I get into it, I'm going to just run through some of the intuitive messages. So as I pulled the cards, and I pulled the cards last night, but it was getting a bit dark, so they've had to kind of like wait until this morning, so that could even be some kind of message for you as well. But as I was pulling the cards, my Pisces sun appeared in the room, started going on about a game he's been playing called Plants vs Zombies, and I've been getting a lot of stuff about plants, especially like I feel like Capricorn and Aquarius got a lot of stuff about plants. My Pisces friend is like, she knows I like gardening, but genuinely this is how it happened. Guacadile. I don't know if guacadile means anything to you, but it's like a mix of the word guacamole and crocodile, so either of those things could mean something to somebody. But he was like, like a guacadile, it throws the seeds that come from the guac. And I was like, you mean avocado seeds? And then I was showing him my, again, friends like, she's showing him avocados again, like these avocados that have been kind of growing. So, yeah, I don't know. There's something about it though, because you have growth with this like seeds and things kind of happening in your reading. We're going to have a windy reading as well. I've got my window open because again it's still quite humid, but there's a bit of a breeze now, so we're going to have the veil flapping out as I think. Something about party tricks or thumbs. I was really getting drawn to my own thumbs. Now I'm kind of not fully double jointed, but slightly double jointed in this thumb, but not this thumb. So if I just kind of show you, like I can do this weird thing with this thumb, but not with this thumb, right? So I don't know, like party tricks, something like that could be something for somebody. Just embarrass myself there on the internet again. Could be linked to a Sagittarius. I got 3 little ducks went swimming one day, and you are getting stuff about nursery rhymes, and I actually saw a child, so I get these little flashes, these little visions, and it was a little boy, and he was actually sat on my bed. He was maybe about 3 or 4, very, very sweet and angelic looking, and he had very, very clean, fluffy, very blonde hair, kind of like, when a child has very, very clean, dry hair, and it's funny, you've got this balloon in your reading, and you rub a balloon on it, and they get like the static hair. So his hair was like a little bit, very, very clean and kind of static. He had quite a slim nose, and he had brown eyes. So again, about 3 or 4 years old. I don't know if that is relevant to anybody or not, but if so, there you go. I got a drummer or drumsticks, and like tapping. So I was kind of like tapping out a beat without thinking about it. So I thought maybe somebody's a drummer, and they kind of like, tap out beats with drumsticks or the finger or pens. Somebody could be stroking somebody's leg. I heard the word heartstrings, and then I got a quote from Batman, which is, just wait for that car to go past. I'm going to play this stinking city like a harp from hell, which is a quote from Penguin from Batman. So the actual context of that is, I don't know, penguins could be something, Batman could be something, harps, heartstrings, all these kind of things. But the actually context of that quote is Penguin is obviously a corrupt politician. He's kind of like he's the mayor of the city at that point, but he's really very, very corrupt, and Batman records him saying this line, I'm going to play this stinking city like a harp from hell, and he plays it publicly. So it could be something about could be something going on next Saturday when your reading goes up. I'm recording this on Tuesday morning, about like a politician who gets recorded saying something. I know this happened with that Rishi Sunak. There was a video of him going around saying something horrible at like a garden party. I don't pay too much attention to politics. It's all yeah, it gets me a bit depressed, to be honest, so I just ignore it. I didn't used to. Years and years ago, I was kind of very, very active and outspoken in politics, but then it just didn't make a difference, and I kind of got a bit I got to the point where I was like, look, if it's going to happen anyway, then I'm just going to ignore it all and get on with my own life, basically, and just deal with whatever life throws at me, which I know is a bit, some people may see as irresponsible, but it's much better for my mental health, which could again tie into your reading, because you've got this whole very practical, get down to earth thing going on in your reading. So just checking your songs. I'm not really seeing how your songs fit in. You've got Therefore I Am by Billie Eilish, Dead by Madison Beer, and Someone Else by Rezz. So there's just this feeling of like maybe in a relationship, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be various relationships, of not being able to trust each other, being a bit suspicious of each other, you know, maybe even denying that you know somebody completely. It's like you're dead to me energy. So it doesn't have to be you and your partner, it could be you and family members or friends or something like this, where it's like, I don't know, it's got this whole cutting ties feeling here. Okay, so I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee and then we'll get into your cards. Okay, so your reading starts with this Emperor, and I really feel like I've gone full circle, because the Emperor is Aries in the tarot. Typically it can be Aries, Taurus, and this is a very Leo Emperor, so I don't know if that means anything to you. It could indicate you, especially if you're in a leadership position or a position of power or influence. He's typically like a CEO, like the guy in charge. It can also indicate somebody older than you, so like a father, grandfather, somebody paternal. He's in the upright, so I want to say this is a positive Emperor. He's been particularly coming out as very positive to me in the set of readings that I've been doing. He's been out a few times with this message of he's protecting his realm, he's protecting his property, he's protecting his territory, and he's been actually working with this kind of, again through the different readings that I've been doing, he's been working with this kind of priestess of the land, priestess of the forest. So this feels to me like the Queen of Earth, who is like, she's somebody who lives there, right? So he owns the land, she lives on the land, but they have this very mutual, and you can see here how further on in the reading, like they've come out side by side at the beginning of the reading, and then I'm seeing this as them as well, like the lion and the woman side by side, like having each other's backs or being each other's backbone in a kind of way. So again, this could be you and a partner, you and a father, you and a boss, not sure, but it's like you and a wife, because the Queen of Earth is wife, business partner, mother, typically Capricorn energy. So any of this could mean anything to you. Just to say as well, these little kind of white flowers stuck in her hair, they always remind me of, like, you know, dandelion clocks. Now I don't know if the dandelions, but there's these, like, it's just the time of the year where you see like hundreds of these like little white fluffy things floating around. And I went through a walk in the fields, and they were these big massive plants that were growing them. I always assumed they were dandelions, but you don't know. And you can kind of like just get them, they're like clouds. You can get a clump of this, or cotton, and it just, maybe it is cotton, I don't know, and it just goes like, there's hundreds of them, and so it's really lovely to me, because I call them wishes. And so if I see them, I catch them and get, either myself or somebody else will make a wish, and then you let it go, and that's you know, making your wish. So to me, they're like this lovely thing. And this time last year, I was going around and I was making wishes on dandelions and, you know, dandelion clocks. I'm really wishing very, very positive things for the people that I care about. And this year I looked out of my garden window, and all these big massive plants are in my garden. My garden's very overgrown, and yeah, they're right outside my window, and they're huge, and they've got these big fluffy, like it's like they followed me. It's like, it's something like my wish is coming back to me, or when you manifest, because you have this manifesting dreams here, like when you manifest, when you wish, especially like paying it forward, I want to say the universe returns it to you. So there's this beautiful things coming back around energy, especially because, you know, you're completing this set of readings, and of course the next sign is Aries. It's this full circle energy, but a really, really positive one. You do have a real feeling of getting back down to earth, of getting grounded, Pisces, which is interesting because you're following Aquarius. And now Aquarius is typically, maybe some of you are on the cusp, but Aquarius is typically a very, I call it the Starman sign. So he was really coming through this like alien Doctor Who energy, and being very, very up in the stars. It's actually been coming through as with the Aquarius full moon and Leo's readings, when you've got Leo here as well. It had this feeling of like something passing us by. So like this alien, basically it was coming through like an alien passing us by. And these two characters who both cared about the same land in different ways, coming together to receive messages from the alien as they went past. So again, it doesn't have to be an alien. I'm just kind of telling you the story of the readings. It can be metaphorical, it can mean nothing, take it if it resonates. It might be a TV show somebody's watching. But it keeps coming through, it keeps coming back out in the readings. So basically the Emperor went to consult with, she's kind of like a Queen of Earth High Priestess, and say, this alien ship is passing by, go and get some information from them. And she kind of beamed up to this telescope, why am I saying telescope? Beamed up to this spacecraft, or beamed up to the moon to have a conversation with this man on the moon energy, this very Aquarian man on the moon energy. And received information and brought it back down. So it's kind of like how Aquarius, I know I'm talking about Aquarius in your reading, but it's kind of, again, the storytime readings kind of flow into each other, so you need the background of it if you're only watching this reading. So that big noisy car going past, truck. White van mans, that was a white van. So there could be something about white van mans, maybe somebody's moving, maybe somebody's starting a business, getting a white van. So yeah, it was like Aquarius is, you know, Aquarius is very starseed, starman. You know, they have that quirky, out there quality to them. And the planet itself, so Uranus, I could say Uranus, but I'm trying to be polite. Uranus is known to be a planet that is associated with technological advancement and kind of, you know, thinking about the greater good, thinking very progressively and kind of left-leaning. So yeah, it kind of happened, and you know, in the readings, this kind of high priestess has kind of come back into her body to kind of tell the animals of the forest what she's discovered, you know, what information has been gifted to them. And you kind of have this feeling of like up here, which I'll kind of get to in a bit, but like the alien continues, they pass on the way. So it could be with this butterfly, it could be, you know, I've received the message that a change is coming. Sagittarius had this whole thing about a change coming in. I think Taurus had it as well. It's like an impending change that has been held back for a while, but it's like time now. The change is going to happen. But anyway, these two are, whoever these are for you, they are very much side by side now. They are in alignment, I want to say, because of this reading here, this card here. And the Strength card, it is Leo, and it's about confidence and mutual support, and the kind of confidence that you get from supportive relationships, and knowing your own strength and knowing your own power and things like that. So I really, really like that for you. But yeah, with this kind of get grounded, empaths, highly sensitives connect with nature. It does have the feeling of coming back down to earth, right? So having connected with something, maybe being very, very floaty, maybe you do meditation or have other methods to kind of connect to that higher consciousness, but then it's like coming back into your body and being like, okay, we've got work to do, is the way it's coming through. It's like, let's put the plan in action. We've had this vision of the future. Aquarius had this whole, was it Aquarius or Capricorn? Capricorn had this whole like shared vision of the future thing, and it's like, it's time to make it happen now. Yeah, like dreaming is like the potential, and then like actually taking grounded practical steps to make this happen. Now, whatever has been communicated to the Emperor, I want to say it's bringing him a lot of joy, because you have joy here, Hummingbird Spirit. Now the hummingbird to me is a symbol of potential energy. It can also be, if you've got somebody who this is reminding you of who's on the other side, the hummingbird is also a sign from spirit to say that your loved ones are okay. So take it that way if it resonates that way. But it's also an energy of potential. So to me, it's always like, you know, like a slingshot. So it's like if you pull it really, really, really tight, there's potential energy there that's like stored up and ready to take action. So the Emperor is feeling joyful and ready to take action on something. But this is followed by patience. So it's like keep holding back. So you know, like it's not quite time. You've got the plan, you're excited, not quite time. And there's something going on here and here with, because this seems to be the connected to the Queen of Earth energy, where the gratitude is pouring down. So you see how this hummingbird is like sipping the nectar from this this flower. So it's like there's something that's beneficial to the Emperor, and you know, he hasn't forgotten you know, the people who live in his forest, you know, the kind of priestess of the earth, this protector of the realm. And I mean, they're both protectors of the realm in different ways, right? But the Queen of Earth was particularly connected to the animals. So you've got this kind of doe or stag here, and then this kind of butterfly. So it's like the gratitude, the joy is falling down to those below in the form of gratitude. With Bluebell Fairy, bluebells may be particularly significant for somebody as well. Bluebells, of course, are a sign of spring as well, so I don't know if there's something that could happen in spring. Then there's this interesting eye of the needle intentionality, which is kind of fascinating to me. So because Libra's reading and through meditation, so I'll show you my picture on my phone. So through meditation, I went off after, I think it was Gemini's reading, to kind of do this meditation that was suggested in their reading, and go and connect to this wolf. And my wolf, it was like, what happens next is going to give you information. And my wolf was kind of made of stars, and they kind of, all the trees were like, it was very snowy, all the trees were kind of made out of crystal, and of course like snow as well is like ice crystals, so it was a very crystal-y environment. And this kind of constellation wolf kind of like climbed this tree, and I followed it, and it kind of went up into the sky. So then I was googling, is there a constellation, like is there a wolf constellation? And there was, and it actually touches Libra. I'm a Libra, so that was also like fascinating to me. But on the edge of that star system, there's a nebula, and it looks like an eye. So I'm going to just pause and kind of show you. Hold on. There you go. So there's this like eye in the sky energy. Oh gosh, you can see my all the pictures of my own face. It's just, listen, I can't help it, okay? No, all the pictures of my own face is for multiple reasons. One of them is getting used to my own face on camera and taking ownership of my own image. So yeah, this whole eye in the sky thing was kind of already a thing for me. And then it kind of came out in Libra's reading with, it was very defiant. It was like, I defy these stars. And yeah, it kind of fell over into Aquarius's reading as well. This whole, standing up to some kind of oppressive authority figure in a way. Now, I want to say that the Emperor isn't this. It could be for you. It could be that there's multiple emperors. I've had this thing about an emperor taking the position of another emperor. So somebody who went before. So again, it could be like head of the family or something like this, who was not the best emperor, and then this emperor coming out who's coming through as a more respectful emperor, who has more of a respect for nature, less of a selfish nature, less of a selfish hunter nature, and more of a diplomatic, caring, lion-hearted nature. So it could be something like that for you as well. But this eye in the sky, that was this symbol of something to be resisted in the other readings. It's coming through with the message, of course, of not being able to pass through the eye of the needle. So this is referring to like a Bible quote. I'm not 100% on Bible stuff, but you know, it's easier for what is it? You can't. It's like easier for someone to pass through the eye of the needle than it is a camel than a rich man, something like that. So it's like you know, greed, ambition, too much consumerism and obsession with material things. You can't take it with you, right? So there's something about, you know, this energy not being able to follow you wherever you've gone. So it can also talk about, the needle can talk about repairing relationships. So what can be mended and what has to be left behind seems to be the question of this eye of the needle. It's also coming in with a message of it's time to focus. So for some of you, it's like you do have something to do now. It's time to get grounded. It's time to get practical, perhaps to mend a relationship, but it's like you have to focus, you have to have intention. Now, this is followed by manifesting dreams. So this really, really does kind of reinforce that, this idea of like manifesting with intention, manifesting with clear focus, so that you can, so that you don't have a scattered approach and you can really kind of like streamline your manifestation technique. Oh, Toby's rumbling a bit. I've not had breakfast yet. It's quite early. So this leads into confidence in your magic, which I think is like, these cards together are just kind of fabulous. So I want to say there's something happening with the Queen of Earth, where she's seeing the real world product of her dreams. So it's like she's had these visions, she's had these she's had this higher guidance, she's had these dreams, she's had these visions, she's had these I don't know, like her mood board, but it's like it's starting to manifest. And in this, she's starting to gain confidence in her manifestation technique. And it doesn't have to be a woman either, by the way. It can be a man. So the sword as well has a message of authenticity, truth, clarity. So you've got this kind of double message here of like, I'm hearing strike while the iron's hot, but also like having clear intention, right? Having honest, clear intention and communicating clearly. So yeah, it does seem like gaining confidence in your ability to manifest, like seeing the evidence of it, because this gratitude is almost like the evidence of it, and then gaining confidence in your voice, even in your ability to manifest, in your ability to say what you need. If this is in a relationship, it's like, again, if you're mending a relationship here, you're gaining confidence in your ability to speak up, your ability to express your needs and say your truth in that relationship. I'm happy with this, I'm not happy with this, this is what I need. And then actually seeing the changes, like maybe seeing your partner step up, or you know, actually drawing those boundaries and being like, this is making me feel better, this is making me feel more confident. So do take that as it resonates. Just going to pause and have a sip of my coffee, because talking about throat chakra, it's making my throat chakra really itchy. Hold on. Okay, as I did that, a song came through. So everything happens for a reason. So you've got something, it's a Lana Del Rey song, The Crowley Way of Being, that comes with energies combined. Sometimes I feel like I've got a war in my mind. I want to get off, but I keep riding the ride. I never really knew that I had to decide to play someone's game or live my own life, and now I do. I want to step out into the blue. So I do feel like your confidence in yourself is improving, and you are realizing that you don't have to follow everybody else's will. You have your own will. You can manifest your own dreams. I do want to say, though, there's a strong warning here to like be careful with your power, right? So you're getting this warning of patience, So a new portal is opening up. You are getting a new window of opportunity, or a new cycle is coming in your life. The corn here as well kind of talks about reaping what you've sown, which again, this thing about gratitude and coming full circle and all this kind of stuff is kind of coming through there. But also moderation. So confidence in your magic is followed by moderation. And you can see how he's almost stabbing himself in his own back. He's kind of got this Bodhisattva, is it? This Buddhist monk on his back. Is it Buddhist or is he Hindu? Is he Hindu? I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm mixing up religions there. I do that a lot, so I'm going to be honest. Because to me, it's all one thing, right? To me, there's this universal energy that some people call God that is in everything. It's omnipresent. So it's just one big system and different people's interpretation of that energy. So I'm sorry if I get things mixed up. To me, it's like one big system. So I do try and learn, but I've got a spaghetti brain. It all gets muddled up. So yeah, anyway, it's moderation. So you've got a power here. You've got a truth. And there is a reminder that the sword is a tool. It shouldn't be used as a weapon. You know, it's just one tool in your toolbox to manifest your dreams. It shouldn't be used to like a scorpion's tail. It shouldn't be used to in moments of spite or vengeance or anything like that. So it's just a reminder to be humble, similar to, I can't remember if Capricorn or Aquarius had this, but they also had this, Aquarius, they had this Icarus flying too close to the sun thing. Just a reminder to be humble and to not get carried away with this, and to be patient and, you know, move slowly forward with this. Now, this is bordered by some confusion and clarity. The sword and the sun both bring clarity. So at the moment with the patience energy, you can see all this kind of, so this may be a message to the Emperor because it's kind of in his row. There's all this like fog, all these clouds, which symbolize confusion, right? And this, so it's like, I know where I need to go, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get there, is kind of what's coming through with that. And then the smoky mirror, so just again to show you how these cards came out. Now my method, if you haven't seen it yet, for doing these storytime readings, I've actually got 11 decks this time around, and they're all combined. I have these like mega decks, and I grab them, shuffle them, and whatever cards come out I put back together in like their own new deck and kind of shuffle, and this gives me the order of the reading. So the Emperor leading the charge there, right? Typical Aries. Typical Aries, typical Leo, like taking command. So yeah, it's fascinating to me sometimes how the cards sit when they come back out. So look at this row here. Like, look at the pose. They're all in this like meditation pose, which is absolutely fascinating to me. But yeah, the smoky mirror does say, you know, there may still be some rose-tinted glasses kind of energy going on here for you. You may be trying to, while you do, so I'm just trying to get the message. While you do have some perhaps gift of prophecy, perhaps you do have an idea, you know, that you can see your dreams manifesting on the horizon. They're not quite here yet. There is still work to do, is kind of the message. So don't get so caught up in your meditation practice or your whatever you're doing to kind of access that information that you disconnect from the reality, because this says that things are hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning and teaching. So it's almost like if you're trying to search for answers, perhaps through meditation, you may actually be stretching too far out. You know, the answers may be closer than you think, especially with the sun and the sword. It's like clarity on your doorstep almost. So don't, interesting this thing about coming full circle. So don't, it's almost like don't get too greedy with information, or don't get too greedy with knowledge. Remember to be patient and just actually enjoy the here and now to an extent, because in enjoying the here and now there may actually be answers in your present situation. Something was coming through there, I didn't quite come through. So So sorry, it's like something's trying to come in and it's not quite coming in. Sometimes what I can find is I can do a reading and it can make a certain amount of sense, but there's this smoky mirror quality to it where it's like there's still some things that I'm not quite seeing clearly, and I can really you know, I can then start meditating and really focusing and really trying to make something clear that isn't clear. There is an element of like divine timing. You know, the universe will bring you that information when it's your time to know that information, and no matter how hard you squint at it, you know, it's only going to become clear when the universe decides it's time. So I'm just getting distracted. Do you see how it's like my brain got wiped then? Do you see how I mean, I just went completely, it's like anything that I was saying just completely went out of my head. So it's like the universe knows when it's time to speak a truth and when it's time for something to be hidden. And if something's just not coming in, it's just not time yet, right? There's a better time for you to know that information. So I do find sometimes if I've pulled a reading and I go out and do something else, so I could be, you know, I'm trying to pass the time, so I'll watch a YouTube video and it gives, you know, something will pop up on my feed and it's like, oh, that's what that thing was. Or, you know, I can go out for a walk and see something and I'll be like, oh, I understand that part of the reading better now. So just take your time with it. It's kind of got this Vienna waits for you energy, which is really quite nice. So something seems to be happening up here in your reading with this kind of, you know, in Leo's reading it came through like this alien passing by, and in Aquarius's reading it came through like Helios or Apollo, you know, the sun god riding his chariot, kind of like this higher energy, whatever this is, this kind of sky god energy, or, you know, this man on the moon energy, but it's like passing by, right? It's things go in cycles and this thing's going to come and go basically, and it's got this energy of like it wasn't able perhaps to come back down to earth with you, you know, it wasn't able to follow you because it's too big. You know, if you think of like how in ancient Greece, if you look at the I'm trying to say Colosseum. Okay, Colosseum's another example. So I wasn't trying, I didn't want to say Colosseum. The word Colosseum does not match the image in my mind. The Acropolis, thank you. So I was trying to say the Acropolis, where on the Elgin marbles, thank you. On the Elgin marbles, the gods are depicted as being twice the size of humans. And Greek literature has all this stuff about the golden age of man and how, you know, the men of the golden age were kind of like twice the size of the humans that were telling the story. And there's this thing about like the Colosseum. So if you look at the Colosseum in Rome, the doorways are like massive, so this is because they were like inviting the gods or giving the impression that gods could enter. So this idea of like you know, gods or demigods being so much bigger than mere mortals, and it's like he can't fit down the channel. It's kind of like Santa being too fat to come down the chimney. So he has to pass by, right? He has to, you know, he has to continue with his job, he has to continue with his journey, he has to move on. So I want to say there is some, he's like looking down, there is some energy of protection or longing. It comes through as a very lonely energy, especially the moon version of this. This is the sun version. The moon version is like this lonely alien, the last of his kind, like that protects our planet, like Doctor Who, right? So yeah, there's this kind of regretfully moving on energy, but looking down and still continuing to be some kind of protector. So again, this could be somebody who's on the other side for you, who is perhaps they have a job to do in spirit, but they swing by and they check on you and they keep an eye on the kids, you know. It's really nice. Maybe this person was a gardener, you know. I kept on saying that in my reading, like at the beginning with the avocados. It's like whatever this person, and it is on the row of the Queen of Pentacles as well, like the Queen of Earth, and this energy is a nurturer. So typically it would be like a wife and a mother. It can be, like I say, it can be a woman of business as well, but whatever she puts her effort into, and she's very, very hands-on and very skilled, there will be a lot of growth there, because she has that kind of like practical application of love. So whatever she invests her time and interest in will have a lot of growth. It's funny, I was seeing last night, I'm just trying to bring it in. It was like, it was in two parts. I can't remember the first part of this vision, but the second part was the lump of clay. And so the lump of clay talks to me about malleability, but it also is associated with me with this sustainer energy. And the Queen of Earth is a sustainer. So she's not in and out. She's there for the long term, right? She's committed, and she almost like the Empress energy. She's not the Empress, she's the Queen of Earth, but you know, like she's about to step into Empress energy, where there's a huge amount of potential and growth when the Empress steps into the room. So yeah, it's like this person, they look after things, they care for things, right? She's the protector of the forest, she looks after the animals. So yeah. There's also this thing, because this is Capricorn, there was something in Capricorn's reading, they had a lot of gardening stuff and seeds and things like that. Capricorn were doing the maths, which is very Capricorn. So I've got a strawberry plant, and it gave me 9 strawberries, and I've planted all the seeds. I planted all the seeds from all the strawberries. And there was something about how nature works, right? How plants and seeds work. And how much growth and potential there is in that. So yes, I bought 1 strawberry plant. That strawberry plant's given me, see, it's like the maths of Capricorn. I would never do this normally. Like that 1 strawberry plant has given me 9 strawberries. Those 9 strawberries each give me 100 seeds. So if I replant all those seeds and they all grow, that's 900 strawberry plants. So look forward to me having 900 strawberry plants at some point. But do you see what I mean? It's like exponential growth, rapid growth, like very, very abundant. So I don't know if somebody's investing in something where there's this huge growth opportunity, but it's got this nurturing, right? This nurturing, protecting the things that are growing. Yeah, okay, nice. So really good reading on the whole. I don't know. You've got this becoming grounded embodiment, living in connection as well. And so this being next to the root system, roots talk to me about like the nourishment and ancestry. So it's like, to me, it's normally the past. So people that you know from the past connections, your family, your friends, your childhood, your ancestry, what's made you who you are, your DNA even, right? The food that you ate growing up, and how, you know, I say, like, I'm a child of like the 80s and 90s, and I do feel like our growth was somewhat stunted by the food that we would eat. So I remember things like Finder's crispy pancakes, and they were always like no filling in them. I don't know why I liked them. And it was like a piece of cardboard folded over with a bit of like beef paste inside, but it was like, sure, there was very little nutritional value, and like Pop-Tarts and I don't know, like reconstituted meat chicken nuggets and like all this awful stuff. And I look at teenagers today, and they're huge, and they really are like demigods. I'm like, how are they so big? How are they so, they're like these little yeah, like Who Put the Gladiator kids walking around, like they're dead healthy and strong looking. And like me, I was on the park drinking like what would they call hooch? I was on the park drinking hooch with my mates when I was like, you know, a youngish teenager. And I think like teenagers these days are so much more responsible and so much more health conscious, and like the food that they eat as well is so much more nutritious. You know, their diet is better. They're all going to Nando's and eating like proper chicken. It's like probably full of steroids as well. That's probably why they're all so big. But you know, it really, really does show, you know, like, you know, Margaret Thatcher taking away the milk and all the kids having rickets. You know, it's like, you know, we have to have that nutrition, and that nutrition doesn't just come in the form of food. It comes in the form of love, relationships, the people who are around us, the environment we grow up in, the school we went to. And if you get the conditions right and you have that supportive network, you can have rapid growth. Capricorn, again, you get Capricorn a lot in your reading, but they had this thing about Maslow's hierarchy of needs and self-actualization, and how you need all your basic needs to be met to get to that point of self-actualization. So it seems to have some kind of tie-in with that, especially living in connection and having those kind of like supportive, I've got your back, you've got my back relationships, which is really lovely. It's a nice reading, and it's a nice way to end this set of readings. I do feel like it's kind of like, excuse me, sir. I do feel like it's kind of like wrapped everything up and kind of come full circle. It's just coming in with the message really of like lean on the supportive relationships, continue to manifest your dreams and have confidence that that's working, because you're going to start to see the evidence of your dreams manifesting. But keep your feet on the ground. Really, really stay grounded. This is a huge message in your reading. Feet firmly planted on the ground, and if that means doing your meditation practice or going out for a walk in the woods, whatever it means to stay grounded and stay firm and balanced. Like Libra was this like oak tree in the storm energy, like roots very firmly planted. Like that reading was funny. And have patience and have moderation, and things will become clear. You know, if you're getting into that confused energy, maybe do your grounding work, maybe go for a walk in the woods, or you know, take some deep breaths, and it's like things will become clear. Just try not to get too head in the clouds, right? So I hope that's helpful. Let's get you an advice card. Oh, I forgot to say as well, I've just gone to get my the deck I'm using for your advice cards. When I split this deck, so I was just kind of like putting it away, and I always, after I'm done shuffling, I kind of split the deck. And I saw it and I thought that seems to be, there's a message in that, right? Especially because you've got this eye again, you see, like here. So it's like, again, it's like zoom in, or really look at the details, or really be focused and really set your intention on perhaps your future, you know, if this is what is, you know, the vision beyond the eyeball kind of thing. And it says rising above the fray, so having that higher perspective, having that kind of man on the moon, bird's eye view of whatever the situation is, in a very high vibrational way, right? So if there's like conflict around you, I want to say the drummer, right? I want to say, you know, get above that. And then you've got this covenant, sacred contract. So it's like, if you are being offered a contract, really look at the fine print, right? Really, like, if you need somebody to get a second look at it, maybe you're not used to signing contracts and you want to get like a solicitor or something to read it over, really take notice of the details. You know, make sure you're sure about this before you sign your name. But I also think that there could be new contracts coming your way, and this could be new soulmate contracts that are very supportive. This could be new people coming into your life who are going to really help you to get grounded and manifest your dreams. And it's kind of coming in with this blank slate energy too, of like, you know, the ink of the quill is this kind of star-like, dream-like quality. So it's like you get to write your future now. Whatever cycle you're going into, it's like a blank slate for you, and you get to plant the seeds of what's going to happen next, what's going to grow. So you know, be careful when you set your intentions, because it's like you're going to have your wishes fulfilled. So you want to make sure that you wish carefully and you wish wisely. Yeah, I hope that's helpful to you. Maybe do a mood board. Maybe literally sit down and be like, what do I want? And do a mood board. So, I heard it's going to happen. Is that from a musical? West Side Story again. Libra had Did Libra have West Side Story? Or was it Scorpio? It's gonna happen tonight. I've got West Side Story in my head now. Okay, advice please. Advice. The The dog spirit in reverse. Be loyal to what you love. Is it meant to be in reverse? I'll read it both ways. You can take what resonates. Tonight, tonight, I'll be with you tonight. 19 could be a significant number. Dog spirit appears to remind you that although change is a part of life and all of us are meant to evolve, our love and commitments remain strong. Love and commitments remain strong. You are loved now and can trust that this higher love is true. Spirit loves you and love has arrived in many forms now, manifesting in the people you surround yourself with, right? Living in connection. Expressed uniquely through them. Dog spirit also says that to be true to that which you love. For now is a time of good fortune. Be steady as you recognize that people and things are always transforming. Your heart is loving and true, and dog spirit wants you to know that your steadfast commitment to experiencing and expressing love will attract and manifest more love. You deserve all of it. Have faith in spirit's plan for you. So if I'm going to read the protection message, loyalty to people and situations can turn into attachments that result in stagnation, enmeshment, and loss of integrity. Do you fear what will happen if you let a relationship evolve? Are you afraid of asking for a situation to change? That asking for a situation to change will make others see you as disloyal. Trust that when dog spirit appears, you are meant to accept the turning of the wheel of life and the changing of fortunes. If you feel you are being betrayed or are growing apart from someone, let dog spirit reconnect you with your commitment to love in all forms. Perhaps the relationship is meant to evolve. Perhaps you're meant to evolve too, so that you can experience the growth for which your soul yearns. Your greatest loyalty is to love, so be open to it all in its many guises, including self-love. You deserve the best, and that is what spirit wants for you. So yeah, I was going to say, be true to yourself first, right? Be true to your own heart. To thine own self be true. And yeah, interesting reading. Okay. Interesting, like the idea of like the wolf and the dog, right? The wolf is a little bit more, I mean, I don't know, it depends, right, if it's like a lone wolf or like a family wolf, like protective over its family. But the dog is like softer, it's friendlier, it's domesticated, right? So I don't know if there's a message in that, like, you know, she's taming this wild lion, she's taming this wild beast. So there could be something about maybe someone having a soothing presence on someone with a wild nature, and I don't know. Coincidentally, I watched, don't know if this fits in with you reading at all, but I get these movie clips on my phone, and while I was making my brew, I was kind of watching one of them, and it was Bram Stoker's Dracula, where Gary Oldman meets, she's called Mina, isn't she? And what's her name in real life? She's not Sigourney Weaver. What's her name? Winona Ryder. Gary Oldman's character meets Winona Ryder in that kind of fair, and there's a wolf, and he kind of like tames the wolf, and he says something, doesn't he? He's like, there's something in the nature of the beast. Like, I'm gonna get that quote. Hold on. Yeah, so she's kind of scared of this wolf, and Dracula comes along and kind of, you know, starts to stroke it and tame it. And he's like, it's okay, it's safe, you can come and stroke it too. And she's like fascinated. And he says, there is much to be learned from beasts. So I don't know if there's something in that quote, but it kind of popped into my head. So let's get you a song on camera. So a song for Pisces, please. Song for Pisces, song for Pisces. Brighter Than Gold, The Cat Empire. It's funny because, again, Capricorn had this thing about... Capricorn had it and someone else had it. I don't know if it was like Leo or Virgo. Or I don't know. There was 2 readings that had this whole all that glitters is not gold thing. And last time, you get a lot of Cappy in your reading. Last time I did Cappy's reading, so not this rotation, but the one before, they had something about it was like, it's not gold, but it'll do the job. It's as good as gold they had. It was like, you know, why would I pay for something? It's kind of like this, again, they've been coming through as being very money-minded recently. So maybe you've got Capricorn in your chart. It's worth checking out. But they had this whole thing about, like, why would I pay for gold when this is going to do the job just as well, right? I'm not wasting my money on, you know, like, on something shiny, because when this is going to be just as effective. So they were being very cost effective, but this is like brighter than gold. It's like, it's better, not as good as gold, it's better than gold. 4 steps in the morning, 2 steps in the day, 3 steps in the evening, the darkness is blazing. All the angels' seats and soldiers step out to liberate. I run out like a cheetah, monkeys in the blood. What a piece of work this man who screams the name of love. But to all his brothers, cousins, sisters, and others, all they hear is fuss. All night awake, I'm in the moonlight with you, brighter than gold. Born on the horizon, beaming through the sky, someone's seen what none can dream, but light calls it a lie. And all the sinners, saints, and winners just wait to walk on by. And Brando's in the forest, and Nancy's in the flood. The something makes a pirouette, and God's cry from above, and all the rain keeps falling, and bare feet in the mud. Come northern lights of Norway, come sunrise to the east, come wicked witches of the west, west-south time with a beat. And all the lions, riots, and preachers come down into the streets. But all night awake in the moonlight I'm with you, brighter than gold. So that's a nice song. I like that song, actually. I like all the songs. They're on my like songs, so of course I like it. Okay, I hope that was helpful to you. Do take care of yourselves. And yeah, just remember to stay grounded. Be patient, be moderate, and have faith in your power to manifest your dreams. Take care. I will see you again soon. Bye bye, Pisces.